NCRP Productions presents the Muttinshire Chronicles, a Pugmire actual play podcast, Story 2, An Enlightening Journey, Part 1. Well, hello, this is Barry, your Game Master, and we are going to be doing another, I guess it would be episode? Not an episode, because it would be more than one episode, I think, but another run of the Muttinshire Chronicles, a Pugmire game. So last time, Dave, who's joining us at the table as one of the players, Dave ran us through the calling, wherein our group of dogs went out and got their calling. This is something that happens in Muttinshire once every 7 years. And so through that episode, we found our callings, we kind of disrupted the way things were and helped a collection of badgers under the leadership of Kibu head down towards Doberton, and we dropped off at the Log, the favorite meeting place of our group of dogs who went on the calling, and we're going to go forward from there. But first, I'm going to have everyone introduce yourself, and we'll give you guys a little bit more of the background as we go. So, Jess, would you like to start us?
Yeah, sure. I'm Jessica, and I'm going to be playing Sempronius Brutus Maximus Octavian Rex.
Whew.
He goes by Rex normally, but he is very proud of his heritage and abilities. He's pretentious, but he does not back down from anybody who questions his abilities.
Oh, I love it. And Rex's calling
is an artisan, and his background is sage.
Perfect. And then, just for the people at home, you're going to get to see the picture, but I'm going to stick you with this. Rex is actually a what kind of dog?
He is a Xoloitzes Quintly, which is a hairless breed of dog with lots of speckles and stuff. They're pretty cute looking.
They are actually pretty cute. If you look these up, this is one of the rarer dogs in the world. It's one of the things that drew us to bring the picture and the character in.
He's got a skin condition.
Right.
He's always cold.
All right. And moving right along.
Hello, this is Josh. I'm playing Bosley, the St. Bernard Shepherd. So Bosley is the son of a pretty well-known rescue and worker dog in the town of Muttinshire. They found, a lot of peaceful years the last few years in Muttinshire, so there wasn't a whole lot for them to do in that time, and Bosley sort of developed a love of sitting out on watch in the shade under a tree and having a sip of his cask that hangs around his neck. So he's sort of taken the easy route in life and hopes that he can continue doing that. The irony being, after he went to the calling, he followed in his footsteps of his father and became a shepherd himself.
All right.
Hello, this is David, and I am playing Cordell, the Ratter, and entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. All right.
I'm Ty, and I'll be playing Kenji today, Arcane Knight. Technically a mutt, but half Shiba Inu and half Akita. I grew up in this small town and never really saw what's outside, and it's always bugged me, so I've always had kind of an adventurous side, and I'm, always what's on the other side of that hill kind of personality.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro. I'm playing Lucille, the Saluki Hunter. Lucille is a very free spirit. She likes to run around unfettered, and run around is a lot of what she likes to do. And she hates being told what to do. And specifically, the calling of the hunter, Lucille was drawn to that because she loves running through the forest, hiking through there, hunting, and pretty good with a bow.
All right, so go over a couple of things real quick. Pugmire is produced by Onyx Path. It is a modified 5th edition D&D game, so a lot of the terminology, if you know D&D, is going to be fairly straightforward to you. A couple of the changes, one of them is we have the Fortune Bowl. And the Fortune Bowl sits generally in the center of the table. Fortune Bowl has pieces of fortune in it. Player characters can put fortune in by choosing to fail a roll, which means that a botch will happen, but there's now a piece of fortune in the bowl that you can use. Additionally, as the game master, I can put in the fortune for pretty much any reason, but generally for you guys, it's going to be role-playing type things that are going to get fortune to the center of the table into the bowl. Fortune can be used in place of a stamina die, so it will allow you to cast an additional spell. You can use a piece of fortune to re-roll any die that you roll. It will allow you, in the case of a disadvantage, it'll allow you to re-roll even a 1. I mean, you guys are heroic dogs. The only caveat for using fortune is that when you want to use a piece of fortune, you'll ask the group. If anyone dissents, then you would not be able to use it, but we're all good dogs here. I don't think that's going to be an issue. A couple differences that we have in our game from Pugmire. The dogs of Muttinshire, living effectively upstream from Doberton, they have not seen the rest of the world, and they don't follow the tenets of man, or the code of man, which is what Pugmire does. In our case, we follow the code of Ido. We have the elder, who wears around his neck the collar of office. On it has the 3 letters IDO, and he speaks for the town, and as elder kind of gives you direction. He can be a confidant. He's also extremely slow talking. One of the things that drives Lucille crazy. The code is as follows: never hurt a pup, ever. Pups are going to be our future. We need to keep them safe. Number 2, know that the masters once walked the earth and lived to enslave good dogs. Basically, you guys are going to never trust the masters or somebody who follows the masters. Very much a different feel from the Pugmire rules. And then the last one, and the most important one, I think, to live is to breed is to brag. Sow your seed and reap the fruit in lamentations of our mother dogs. So basically, it's a pretty free 70s society.
If you can't breed and reproduce, then how can we, continue the existence of our, caninehood?
Perfect. Yeah. And for those who haven't listened to the previous episodes, go back and listen to them. Dave ran it for us. He's the one who started this. So the game itself for Pugmire, we are running this in a round-robin format. Any of the players at the table that wants to run an episode or run a story is open to do that. We're hoping that we're going to get to see Pugmire throughout the coming years pretty regularly. Each of the dogs has I'm not sure what I would call it. I wouldn't call it quite a disadvantage, but they each have a thing. So running around, quirk. Yeah, we'll go with quirk. Sure. So Rex has the quirk. That looks interesting. You need to make a save, and all of you, it's a wisdom save, 12 plus, adding proficiency and etc. It's a standard save. You need to make a 12 plus, not to be drawn into something. It's kind of the curious quirk. Anything that's interesting to you is going to draw you to it. And again, you guys are able to fail rolls, automatically botch them to put fortune into the bowl. That's how these things were set up. Kenji, yours is, are you being served? Having grown up under Gary Akita and Yuki the Shiba, you were always inside the tavern, in the Twisted Tail, the big tavern in the center of town. And so you've always been in that position of helping out. So on a 12 plus save, if you fail, you will need to help somebody asking for service or help. Cordell, you have know-it-all. Basically for you, it's exactly what happened throughout the last episode. On a 12 plus, you need to control yourself. If you fail that 12 plus, you're going to interject. You're going to tell people the truth. You're going to expand on what was said forward. You're going to tell people what really is going on.
I did that.
Bosley, yours is I need a drink. In a stressful situation, be combat or otherwise, if you fail it, you need to take a draught from the barrel.
Is it a wisdom? It's like a wisdom save?
It is a wisdom save. All of these are 12 plus wisdom. You'll need to take a drink or a draught from your barrel, and your barrel carries 6 doses.
Yeah.
Lucille, you have Don't Box Me In, which kind of goes, you had explained in the beginning, with your feeling at any point when you're feeling penned in, controlled, constrained, if you do not succeed at that, you kind of go crazy. You run, and you can decide how controlled the running is.
Start running The perpetual,
Zoomies.
full blast running all around.
Yep, zoomies. Kicks in on the zoomies. So, other than that, one last piece is the group is kind of split here. You have 2 people who just finished the calling, and you will have the other 3, and we'll meet as we go. The other 3 were in the last calling 7 years earlier. So, as we start in, we have Rex, Kenji, Bosley, and Lucille. You've been asked to come to the Twisted Tale. Of course, Kenji, you're already there. You've been asked to come to the Twisted Tale and speak with the Elder. Continuously, your dad, Kenji, Gary, is glaring at you. Gary is the big Akita that runs it, as people ask questions and you just feel like you need to get up and help them and serve them, and he keeps glaring at you and pointing his paw at you and saying, giving you the sit down, listen to what the Elder has to say, stay. All right? So, the Elder has taken his time to finish his meal, and he looks at you and he says, well, we're all here, except one, and he will be here soon. In years past, we have found cylindrical stones for the sticks of light. And he brings up a tube with a glass at the end, and he pushes a button. Now, some of you have seen these before. The majority of you haven't. He pushes a button, and there is a very faint glow of light that comes out of the end of it. Magic. For our artisan and for Arcane Knight, you kind of believe you have an understanding how it works. Now, he's again starts up, as he points the light stick at you, he says, normally, this would be blinding. As you can see, it's not anymore. The light sticks in town are running low on power. Before the last calling, so before the 2 of you, Rex and Kenji, before you went out, we had a group go out and collect the stones, these cylindrical stones of power. We need you to go out and find more. Cordell, and for you 2, Bosley and Lucille, that's kind of interesting. Cordell will be expected to join us, as he has done nothing since he did the calling 7 years past. So, Rex and Kenji, you were on the calling with Cordell. That's nothing new. You guys have seen him do nothing with the calling, but that is what it is. But for the 2 of you,
Bosley immediately looks to Lucille as, like, do we miss something?
Elder, do you mean, is there another person in town named Cordell?
no, there is, thankfully, only one Cordell.
Well, you can't. Cordell won't go out with us. We can go out, but I tried to get him to go for a run with me every day in the woods, and he doesn't even do that. Every day.
Yes, my son, which should be news to both of you as well, but not to the other 2. Yes, my son has done very little with his calling. He's chosen to take, and at this point you guys will hear the door open, and you'll see the 2 Malamutes that took the 2 of you and the 2 of you up on the calling for each of your times. Chuck and Norris come in, and between them, they are holding Cordell up off the ground, bringing him to the seat.
See, now that makes sense. But Cordell, you're really gonna go out with us?
Hey, get your paws off me.
Cordell, I see you've chosen to join us. Wonderful. Have a seat. And Chuck and Norris will basically shove you down in the seat and each hold a paw on a shoulder of yours.
Hold on. Hey, Gary, we got to talk about me using that space downstairs for my storage.
And so Gary gives you a 1 pad up on his paw, and
But I look at the Elder. Official business.
yes, Cordell, you've now joined this group. I'm going to be sending you on out in search of the cylindrical stones to power the light stick. And oddly enough, he shakes it, the elder shakes it a little bit, and it goes very bright. And he shines it right at Cordell.
Squint my eyes.
And then he sets it back down. So the Western Mountains are rumored to be home of the unseen. And he looks right at Kenji. He says, I know you have dealt with the unseen before. They can't be seen. But they can be sensed. Good dogs always keep an eye out for the unseen. Be vigilant. I am sending 2 artisans with you, our Arcane Knight and our famed, learned artisan Rex.
Hold up. A what? As I look at Kenji.
So, Cordell, you left quickly when you returned from the calling. Kenji chose the path of the Arcane Knight. He has the ability to draw a weapon to him. And he looks over at Chuck and nods. Chuck comes over and says, hey, give me your sword.
I pull my sword from my scabbard and, with both hands, pass it to him.
So Chuck will grab it. He walks across the bar, or across the tavern, sets the sword onto the bar,
I've seen this trick before, Bob.
and steps aside.
You just moved the sword across the room.
I put my paw on your shoulder in just a moment. I stick out my hand, or my paw, and I pull it towards me as it swings through the air.
And all of
jump
you guys
back.
see the sword leaps off of the bar, spins 3 times, and ends hilt first in Kenji's paw.
As soon as that sucker starts flying, I jump up, flip backwards, and land on all 4s, getting ready for whatever the hell just happened.
I get under the nearest table.
Right?
Right.
Well, you try to, and Norris grabs you by the shoulder and says, sit.
Wait,
Yeah.
Bosley almost falls out of his chair.
Backing away.
Rex tries to hold his cool and acts like he has seen this a million times before. But
So,
he hasn't.
You understand. Kenji will be joining you.
have I ever seen, like, magic like that?
So, none of you have seen the Arcane Knight. This is a singular field of study that very few dogs have ever undertaken. In fact, there is only currently one Arcane Knight in Muttinshire, and that is Kenji. If you guys look back to the bar, Gary has his large arms crossed, paws at the sides, just in a straight fold, and he's smiling. You guys all know Gary is very proud of Kenji.
Kenji, that's so cool. And I'm just like, I run up and I'm basically running around him just looking at the sword up and down. Like, oh my gosh, this is even better than the dagger I got from the Dobertons. And I'm just like looking at it. It's amazing.
So, for you guys, for time, I know I forgot to mention that. For time, since you finished the calling, it's been about 10 days. You guys have been able to get back in town, get your houses in order, start getting the components of your callings ready. Bosley, you've started communing, starting to collect your shepherd powers. You have had a couple of the shepherds in town kind of guide you in the direction you're going. For both of you two, you've been putting your rucksack together for the game. The rucksack is what just kind of carries everything. It's generally a backpack in a D&D game.
So I was going to say Bosley now has the shield and mace, which he didn't have before. That's part of his rucksack. So
Right.
The other thing is, did we know that Cordell had done the calling?
Absolutely not. Everything that you heard from Cordell, he was trying to talk you out of doing it. It's a complete and utter shock to you guys that Cordell did the calling.
As I'm bouncing around, I stop looking at the sword and I look over and I'm like, wait, Bosley, the elder said that Cordell did the calling.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Wait,
That's
Cordell,
what I heard, but-
you've done the calling?
Of course I did the calling.
You did. You told us not to. You told us.
That's right, I didn't want you to make the same mistake I did. Complete waste of time.
Well, did you know how dangerous it was gonna be?
No. I was tricked. Took me out that island on that boat, left me there. In the dark and the cold.
Isn't that sort of the point, though?
Yeah, if you want to get hurt, get lost, get killed.
Did our calling have like a significantly higher like death rate than others? Because everybody got massacred from what I remember, except for us.
Yes,
So
it did. There was
Hunger
a difference.
Games for dogs.
But I do want to remind everybody at the table that the calling, you are never supposed to talk about the calling.
you're not?
I mean, not what you did. I mean, you could say, yeah, I went on the calling. But you're not supposed to talk about what happened there. So
Right.
you have
Thank
to make,
you for reminding me of that.
You
Okay.
have to make a decision. Do you
I
want to bring
forgot.
that up? But yes,
So-
you guys are well aware. In fact, the whole town of Muttinshire is well aware that the only people that came back from the calling were you four.
So we wouldn't really feel betrayed that he never told us that he did.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
well, yes and no. Once you've done the calling, everyone knows you did the calling.
Yeah.
So the fact that you don't know that he did it is
Okay.
surprising and a little weird. Because you guys know Rex. You know Kenji. You've seen them around town. You may or may not be close friends with them, but you know them. You've
Yeah,
seen them, and you know they're an artisan. You didn't know he was an Arcane Knight. You knew that he was an artisan.
Okay.
I just kind of like rub in my between my fingers this little necklace that I have. It's like this little silver piece, maybe like 1.5 inches diameter.
You got fingers.
It's got like a face on one side, and on the other side, it's got like some kind of bird.
Okay, perfect.
And so I think about what happened, and I say, well, that's good, Bosley. So at least you'll know how to defend yourself. And I just turn and go sit down.
Yeah, why you guys dressed? Why you carrying around all that stuff there?
Well, Cordell, the Malamutes should have told you to pack your rucksack. You're going with them.
What do you mean I'm going with them? No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. And at this point, Chuck has come back from setting the sword up on the bar, and he comes and puts his paw on your other shoulder. And you can feel both the Malamutes squeeze pretty hard on your shoulders.
So let me tell you something about these two guys right here. All right, you need to call these guys off. You know, I'm an esteemed and respected member of this community.
Well, Cordell, you have been a slouch. You have not done anything for the town that was beneficial to the town and the dogs. You will be going on this calling to make up for that. You have done nothing for the past 7 years. The town can forgive that if you take up this quest.
Well, I beg to differ. I've brought in an entrepreneurial spirit into the town. I've generated an ongoing revenue of business practice, and and I like to think that I stand for a symbol of progress in this community. Not all great deeds come from adventures and stories.
Cordell, would it surprise you to know that I'm aware of the tools you received and who you received them from?
What you talking about?
He just sits back, and you've seen the elder happy. This is the first time you've actually seen the jowls at the edge of his cheeks actually lift up to where you can see a smile and almost a grin as he's looking right at Cordell.
Cordell, I think he has something there. Just by that smile, you don't see that very often.
Fine. I tried to keep you all from this and save you all from this, but you know what? If you're gonna make me do it, okay. All right. What I need you to do is sit back, stay quiet, and learn something. Okay?
May I continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
So as I was saying, the 5 of you will be going to the Western Mountains. Chuck and Norris will take you upriver, and you will be searching for more of. And he moves the back end of the light stick and shakes out 2 fairly small cylinders, roughly 1.5 inches long, roughly, or maybe 2 inches long, but roughly 1 inch in diameter. He says, we need more of these.
Is it a potato?
It's not a potato.
Okay.
Elder, could I take that one so we can make sure it's correct?
And he says, oh yes. Loads the 2 cylinders back in, screws the back end, now that you guys are realizing what he's doing, and hands you the light stick.
How many of these should we be bringing back?
There is no number that's too many. Take a couple of hours, get yourselves ready, eat well, and Chuck and Norris will meet you at the dock.
I stand up from the table and bow, and I said, "Consider it done, Chief."
And the elder look after he nods his head back and he looks at Cordell. He says,
You hear that guy?
"That's the way," and looks right at you.
Of course it is.
Thank you.
I'm gonna wander over to Gary. You know.
All right, you guys will get up. All right, so we've got wandering to Gary and
Okay, well, if I need to get ready, so right now I only have 1 spare ammo. If I'm gonna be going out, I'd like to get more.
okay.
So my belt pouch, I have few coins as my level. How much ammo can I purchase with that?
You can pick up 3 spare ammo.
3 spare ammo. Okay, cool.
And what I'm envisioning of this is basically it's a group of 6 or 8 arrows, something like that.
So, okay, perfect.
Is it usually 8 bolts and 6 arrows, or is it the opposite way? Is it 6 bolts and 8 arrows?
In D&D, I think it's
10
in bundles of 20.
Yeah, it's 20 arrows and 10
all right.
bolts.
Yeah, it's 20
But
arrows.
remember,
and 10
the
bolts.
dogs count in base 4 instead of base 5.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's fine. 10 and 20 work for me.
Okay.
I was thinking about that. Honestly, it's like we're base 10 because we have 10 digits. Would dogs be base 4?
Because they have the dew claw.
Oh, the
they have
dew claw.
5.
So they do 5. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, 10 and 20 works perfectly.
Well, that's
thanks, Jess.
Assuming the first dog that created it had the dew claw, didn't lose it, wasn't born with a mutation.
Right. All right.
With
General
4.
effect.
So Cordell, you go up to Gary.
So, Gary, we gotta talk.
So Cordell, I think you've got a mission to go on. Let's make it quick.
Yeah, I need to get out from underneath this umbrella of what I should be doing. You know, as far as Dad's concerned.
And he pulls himself back up and crosses. This is the look that you've seen from him quite often, especially when Delaquan's around. But he'll be up with his arms crossed in front of his chest. Yes.
I need to increase my operation. I'm going big. I'm going to the big leagues here. Okay. I've dabbled. I've tested some things, and I think I've got it foolproof. Now I need a place to requisition some things, and I need a place to operate. I want to talk about using your storeroom downstairs to take care of some of my business ventures.
So you can see that Gary is looking at you and then looking in the distance behind you.
What are you looking?
And if you take a quick look back, you'll see that Gary is doing small eye movements with the elder. Of course, on Gary you can see him. On the elder you can't through the folds. But he looks at you. He says, "Cordell, I think we can work something out, but you need to do this first.
Okay.
You need to show the town that sending you on the calling at all was worth it."
All right, we got a deal then.
So very good. So the group of you guys head back to your homes where you stay. In the case of Kenji, you just head upstairs.
Yep.
You guys load up. Do you guys need anything? Is there something that you're going to grab in town? The beginning characters for you guys, the rucksack is what you guys have. So if there's anything that you want beyond that, let me know.
No, I get my gear and I put it on.
So
Did the elder? If I ask the elder, elder, can you tell us anything about the mountains we're gonna go to? Anything we should prepare?
put a piece of fortune in the bowl.
Oh, cool.
And put a portion in the bowl for Cordell as well, please. All right.
Cordell.
So the elder looks at you. He takes a spoonful of soup,
My
eats
foot's
it,
tapping.
takes a little bit. Lucille, the last person to go was Mr. Bijan. He's probably the best person to ask for the mountains.
Oh. So you can't give me any guidance so I can know what he's telling me is true and not?
Mr. Bijan is a good dog. He wouldn't lie.
You're
Now keep in mind, Mr. Bijan is not Delaquan. Nobody calls Delaquan Mr. Bijan. Yeah. That's his dad.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. I thought he was. I was like, oh my God, we're not.
I thought you were talking about Delaquan.
That's what I thought too. So I'm like, oh,
This is gonna be good.
Okay, Elder. I thought you were talking about Delaquan. Okay, no, Mr. B. I understand. Okay, I'll go talk to him.
So he takes another spoonful of soup, eats it.
I envision when the elder talks, it's like, the listeners, the eyes of the listeners get slowly close.
Exactly. And once he swallows the soup, he says, "Good. Was there
No. Have a nice
else?
day, Elder. And
you?" And you're gone already before he says you too.
yeah.
Okay. Are you going alone?
No. I'll go find. Well, wait. We all went. I'll go find.
Well, I mean, it's not like you gone. I mean, nobody runs like you, so catching everyone would be easy.
Do I know Rex and Kenji well? Like,
you definitely know them.
Okay.
Not well. Not as well as you know Cordell, and certainly not as well as you know Bosley, Riggs, and Bishop.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, if I can catch everybody, I'll just basically run outside and run to each of them. And just, hey, Bosley, the elder said that Mr. Bijan was the last person going to the mountains and he might have some information for us. I'm going to go over there. Do you want to go?
Sure.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and head that way. I'll meet you there with the rest of everybody. And then I'll go over and find Cordell next.
Yep.
Hey, Cordell, we're going to go talk to Mr. Bijan to go get some information about the mountains. Do you want to come with us?
So now, am I still being escorted by Chuck and Norse?
No,
cool.
as soon
Finally
as
got to break away from those two.
Yeah,
Okay.
as soon as you were told you're going, when you went up to talk to Gary, when you turn around, they're not in there anymore.
So, Mr. Bijan, why are you going to go ask Mr. Bijan?
Well, the elder said that he was the last person to go into the mountains and that he might know what we need to bring.
I know everything there is to know about the mountains. You don't need to go to Mr. Bijan. You just have to ask me.
Okay, what do we need to bring into the mountains?
Bring your stuff.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go get my stuff, and then do you wanna meet us at? We'll meet you at home.
Are we meeting back at the tail, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll
Down at the dock.
We'll meet at the dock. Okay.
Dock.
Thanks. And then I'll go find. Then I'll realize. Oh crap! Kenji was at where I was. Do I know where Rex went?
Yeah, you know where Rex lives.
So, so I'll since I'm already out, I'll go to Rex, and you'll hear like 5 rapid taps on your door.
I answer it, hello.
Hey, hi Rex. Hey, we're gonna all go meet with Mr. Bijan. I guess the elder said he was the last person going to the mountains, so he might know what we need to bring. Do you want to go?
Yes. In fact, I was just on my way there.
Oh, cool. Did you talk to the elder too?
No.
No. Oh.
But it's the most obvious choice to go talk to the last person that was in the mountains.
Yeah, well, you were in the last calling, so you probably already knew that.
Of course I did.
Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, having you is going to be really good. Okay, you know where Mr. Bijan lives?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. We'll meet you there. I got to go get Kenji. I forgot to talk to him while I was there. Bye. And I just leave.
Okay.
Totally forgot everything I just told you.
Well, I have my stuff now. I want to see if there's more stuff. So
back at the Twisted Tail.
Hi, Gary. Is Kenji around still?
And he's kind of bent over the bar doing something below. And he just points a paw up the stairs.
Thank you, Mr. Gary. And then I'll run upstairs and then knock on. I don't know if I know which door, so I'm just knocking on doors.
Yes, you know which door. You know the front ones, or if there's a traveler that stays there, you know where the back one's the family one.
Okay, cool. So I'll go to those. Mm-hmm. Knock. And then...
Yes, I open the door.
Oh, hey, Kenji. Hey, we're all going to meet with Mr. Bijan, and we're going to go talk to him. He was the last person in the mountains, the elder said. Do you want to come with us?
I think that's a wise choice. I will accompany you on this adventure.
Okay, cool. I've already told everybody else to meet us there. Are you a fast runner?
I look at my heavy plate armor I'm currently wearing.
Oh.
And I just nod, shake my head no.
Okay, then I'll meet you there. I'm gonna go take a lap around the town, and then I should be back there by the time everybody gets there. Okay, bye. And I'm just...
Oh, wait, to no speed work.
Yeah, and I gotta take a
leg
lap
day.
to get the energy out.
So, as we come to the Bijan's home, you guys all basically arrive at the same point, except for Cordell. All arrive at the same time. Who's knocking?
Hey, everybody. Whew, that was a good run. Okay, I'll knock. Yeah.
So, the door opens. It's Mr. Bijan. He says, just a minute. And he shuts the door and you hear, Delaquan!
Wait, no.
Get up here! It's your friends again!
No, wait, Mr. Bijan, we actually want to talk to you.
Oh.
Well, we can talk to him too, but we wanted to ask you. The elder wants us to go into the western mountains, and he said that you were the last one to go up there.
So he kind of backs away.
That's not good.
Yeah. His fur can't go any whiter,
Yeah.
but you feel like his eyes look like they're going a little whiter, and he says, oh, that is not good. That is not good. And he just leaves the door and he walks into the house. Now, you two have been in the house pretty regularly. I suspect the two of you, Kenji and Rex, that you have been over to Mr. Bijan's home a couple of times. So all of you see him walk down the hallway towards what you know would be a living area, a living room.
So I'll dust my paws, my feet off, still paws, but and then go inside.
What's his relation to Delacroix?
That's his dad.
Okay,
Mr. Bijan's his dad.
I thought the chief was his father.
No, that's Cordell's father.
I
Which
see.
should be something odd, too. You two did not know that. And the two of you, Kenji and Rex, the only reason why you knew that is because he said something to Cordell. And when we say father, what the two of you that do know is he's not actually Cordell's real father. He was the adoptive father. There's a history there. Nobody's delved into it yet. So, as he's walking down towards the living room, you can hear bounding down the stairs. Now it would be bounding up the stairs. Delaquan kind of stops in front of the group of you and says, "Hey, yo, what's up?"
Hey, Delaquan, we're here to talk to your dad. We're elders sending us into the western mountains, and
What? I wouldn't go there.
Yeah, I know. Well,
People die in there.
Yeah, you're not going, and we're trying to talk to your dad so we don't die.
Yeah, no, because I wouldn't go in there. Because people die in there.
Just because that's a fact doesn't mean you have to say it a bunch. Like, we're going there, Della. We're going there.
Oh, okay. So he's kind of just dumbfounded, standing in the doorway as the four of you walk past him into the living room. Mr. Delaquan is sitting currently on his couch. He's holding a mug of something that appears to be steaming, and he's just kind of nursing it up at his mouth. Again, he looks pretty white.
Is it okay?
He's already white, but he looks pretty white, like scared, nervous, uncomfortable.
Nose is dry.
Is it okay if we sit, Mr. Delaquan?
Yeah. Go ahead. The Western Mountains. He takes a really loud slurping sip.
Yeah. So yeah, I can tell that you look a bit concerned, and your son told us that people die there a bunch.
And for all of you, you can see that Delaquan is right at the doorway, kind of peeking in, just listening.
So, considering I don't think any of us want to die out there, could you tell us maybe if there's anything we should look out for? Could you tell us a little about it?
Well, when we went the last time, it was to get those cylindrical stones, the magic stones, the ones that light our way.
Yeah, that's what we're going for.
Oh no. He takes another big, long sip from the cup. There's a little whimpering going on. Well, bring as much power as you can. And he says, we brought Chuck and Norris with us. Yeah, that was when we lost Big Bob. Takes another drink.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
The elder just keeps sending, and he kind of trails off into the mug. People to die.
Wait.
Drinks some more and says, well, you guys will be fine. You guys will be fine. Delaquan says, you can hear him in the background. People die. People die up there. And
I don't
he
know
walks
about
out.
this, you guys. I've seen some shepherds making light with the prayers to Ido. Maybe we can just use that for light instead of these sticks. Stay home.
And Mr. Delaquan will take the mug from his mouth and say, That's a good idea, boy. That's a very good idea.
Maybe we should ask the elder if we could do that instead.
But that would
Except that would tax the shepherds, and they wouldn't be able to do anything else. And with everything that happens in Muttinshire, that's not a good idea. And he drinks.
Does
You guys
a lot
are now-
of bad stuff happen in Muttinshire? Like, do we actively know? Or are we just like, a lot of stuff.
So you're not really sure what he's talking about? Yes, for the shepherds, people, there's Karn incidents, right?
Okay, that's fine. I'm like, am I now realizing that we're in some like death trap town?
You're in a hell mouth and don't realize it. No. I mean, there's standard injuries, farming implements, fights. People doing stupid things. But there's not that many shepherds.
Okay, that's understandable. Okay, not.
It's certainly not enough to light the night.
Not we're getting attacked by monsters every other day.
Right.
Okay.
Bunch of herders and no sheep.
Yeah.
Would it be appropriate to fail my save and take a drink now?
Oh, you certainly can. Let's toss it in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Uncork that sucker. So fast. Wait, what?
So a lot of people. Well, I know it's.
While you're talking, he sidles his mug over towards, while he's looking at you, over towards Bosley.
Yeah,
Because
Bosley.
he watched you.
Bosley will take it into his paw.
And you'll see Mr. Delapon look at Lucille and go, "Fill it, you dumb kid."
What?
So that one drought. So you're down 2 droughts currently.
It
And
does
he'll
say
take it
it said
back.
6 and
Yeah, you
plus
have-
2 days. I don't know how. I don't remember what that was.
So you have 6. That's the key. If you
So I have
it
4
was-
now.
Right.
I'm gonna stop by old Gary's and see if he'll pay me back for unloading the Doberton shipment last week.
So he'll continue drinking and watching you.
So I know it might be hard to talk about, but what happened to Bob?
Oh.
So we can avoid it.
What didn't happen to Bob? I mean, he fell down those stairs. He got bit by that crocodile. Those rats tore off both of his ears. Then he lost an arm coming back up. That guy was a mess. A mess, I tell you.
So we got crocodiles, and I have a little pad of paper out. We got crocodiles and rats and slippery stairs.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they were slipping. Nobody else fell down the stairs. Bob was a mess.
Oh, so Bob. So it might have been. Never mind. Okay, so I mean, so just creatures, big creatures that we need to watch out for.
Well, yeah, and he takes a big drink. The unseen.
Yeah, we keep hearing about that. I don't know. Do either? And I'll point to Rex and Kenji. You guys are older. Do you know anything about the unseen?
So all the dogs in Muttinshire know of the unseen. And it is literally that. The unseen is unseen. But it seems to be some kind of pervasive force that can take over dogs. Now, inside Muttinshire, it's happened very seldom. Possibly in the older calling dogs in your lifetime, there may have been 1 or 2 instances. And it comes many different ways. There was a time when one of the dogs who came in from it being in the woods and collecting berries had come back and had been taken over by the unseen, and their mouth began frothing. They got a crazed, red-eyed look to them, and they were going around trying to bite everyone. That is the unseen taking the power. Another time, the only other time that the 2 of you would remember, is an instance where 2 dogs had said that they had come down from the north. Now, the north is also mountains, basically the way you guys are settled. You guys are in the far end of a valley, so there's mountains most directions. But 2 dogs had come down from the north. They had said they had been traveling. They had traveled through the mountains. When they were asked by the powers in the town, the shepherds, are you okay? Did you see anything? They didn't say anything. And then that night, they went on a rampage, burning homes. Not attacking people, but lighting stuff on fire. And when they were finally caught, they were laughing maniacally, jumping up and down, watching the fires burn the homes.
Would Rex know how to avoid encounters with the unseen? Or
Not,
is that
not
arcane?
inherently, yet you have studied the unseen because that is something that you would go for. And more than anything else, you would understand what to look for. And really what it is a change in a dog's normal behavior, normal temperament. Every so often, you guys, especially Kenji, have been able to sniff out the unseen. Most dogs can't, and it's not a regular thing for anyone, but you can smell something is wrong, something is on the wind, that type of thing. And then it is possible for a shepherd, glad you're bringing one along, to actually excise an unseen from a good dog, if you have that power. I think you inherently have it. I'm not certain.
I don't know.
You would have to know your...
I don't have cure disease, and that's what.
Well, I'm going to hand the book down. So
Yeah,
you got a
I know
chance
my
to-
powers,
right there.
Good. I don't remember if it's an inherent
So
power.
I have the
or-
heal skill, and that,
No,
I mean, I
I-
know that that's not magical,
Oh.
but it
Yeah.
does help you diagnose sicknesses.
And you may have it.
Rex has smell magic, which can detect the presence of the unseen.
There
and
we go.
Characters under unseen influence.
Under NC Fluids. So yes, going back to your question, you do have the ability to do
All
that.
right.
Oh, oh my. Okay, so we have to watch out for the unseen. How do we track the unseen?
So he takes a drink,
Oh,
and you
smell
hear down the
poison
hallway,
in the
"You don't! You run from him, idiots!"
How do we?
That's coming in from Telequan. And you see Mr. Bijan kind of look to the hallway, look back, takes another drink. He says, "You don't want to follow him. You just want to get in, get out, and be done."
I meant
level
so that
5
we could. How do we know if they're around? I don't know how to.
So he looks directly at Rex.
My nose will be able to detect any unseen.
Oh, okay, good. So we have an unseen. There, we have somebody who can check out unseen, so that's good. And then, Bosley, I think I remember hearing that shepherds can
Oh,
possibly.
that's way later in my training. I mean, at my rate, I might not get there for a decade.
Okay, so don't.
It's
let
a level
them
5.
hurt us.
It's a level 5, which is the top level spell.
Okay, so then you'll sniff them out, and then we'll avoid them. And can you do anything with the unseen?
I can end their suffering.
Smells like cabbage.
Yes, exactly.
Good and kind of scary to know.
Smells like
So
cabbage.
I'll give you dogs a little bit of information. So once you make it around the bottom end of the Oxbow, you guys are going to head into the mountain pass. As you go up to the top, you guys are going to come to the falls. The falls are big. Don't get taken in by that. You're going to climb the falls. You're going to go in through one of the pipes. That's at least how we did it last time. Once inside the pipes, you're going to follow for a ways. You're going to come out, and then that's where the search begins. You'll know it when you see it. I can't describe it. It's pretty indescribable.
So,
And he takes another drink.
bottom of the Oxbone, find the waterfall, and then go through the tunnels.
You'll see it. You'll understand.
Okay, and then that will bring us to the other side of the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then where do we find the stones? Are they just laying around?
Well, no, they're inside. They're inside some of the domiciles up there. You know, there'd be a few. That's the place where you got to watch out, mostly for the unseen, and in some cases, other things.
How far did you guys go in? Do we need to think? Because we don't want to search where you searched. Did you stay out to the outskirts? Did you go far in?
Well, we mostly went to the outskirts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good description. Yeah,
Okay.
the slums.
Was there a lot of them? The stones?
Well, and he scratches his head. He says, "I think I brought back 100. Most all of us brought back a pretty good portion.
Okay.
Yeah, there should be plenty.
Okay.
Took 7 years to run through them, if I understand the elder correctly.
Yeah, that I guess that is true. Okay. Other than, are there anything we should worry about in the city, or not city, around the domiciles?
Well, yeah, the people who live in them right now.
So that seems important.
You guys need to have a ratter with you.
Oh, well, we do, luckily.
You do?
But
Good. He'll get you in. He'll know what's going on.
okay, so we got to worry about some creatures that live there, and we should have a radar.
Lots of creatures.
Okay.
And the unseen. Don't forget the unseen.
Okay, the unseen. Well, they're always there and unseen. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? I mean,
What are the creatures?
Well, I mean, there's your normal stuff. Your two-headed giants.
Yes,
Your
normal.
badgers. Your mountain lions.
I know 2 or 3 of those, but could you go back to the first one?
Which? The mountain lions?
No, before that.
The two-headed giant?
That's the one.
Oh. You guys didn't have story time? So, let me tell you, you guys will see Delaquan's head kind of lean in. Says, so, nobody knows where these things come from. The rumor is they got the head of a dog and the head of something else called a cat. No idea what that is. And these things, they stand 1,000 feet tall. The step, just one step, shakes the earth.
And you saw one?
Well, no. But we think we did. We heard one. Well, mostly the ground shook.
I'm not saying anything on the legitimacy of that, but if it was 1,000 feet tall, how tall are the domiciles? Are they taller than that? I think you would have seen it then.
Well, no, some of them.
Just based on, spatial properties.
Well, no, I mean, all right. So look, if we're gonna talk about spatial positioning and such, let me show you. And he grabs a whole handful of wooden blocks off of the table to the side, starts standing up. So if you got one here and you're standing here, and this one stands this tall, and he starts explaining that basically, if you're up close against a building and something's on the other side of the building, you're not gonna see it.
Okay, well, I mean, you know what? We'll look out for it, and we'll tell you if we see it. Okay. I think that's everything I can think of. Do you guys have any other questions for Mr. Delaquan? No, Mr. Bijan.
Mr. Bijan, right?
Okay. Well then, I guess. Oh, would you recommend we pack anything specifically?
Weapons, lots of weapons,
So I think we got weapons.
and a bag because you're gonna have to carry them back in something.
That's smart. We only have our rucksacks. Okay, so we should all have bags. Okay, excellent.
More bags, more cylinders you can bring back. Less chance someone down the line is gonna have to do what I had to do that you're doing now.
Yeah.
Sounds like you should have brought more bags.
Shut up, boy.
Traveling through the tunnels, do we need any kind of gear for that? Or is it pretty
Well,
straightforward?
I would say a light's gonna be good. That would be great. Does it work?
Click. No.
Yep. That works. That ain't gonna be a whole lot, but that works.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Yeah, and I have some torches. Do you guys have torches or anything?
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
I can't. I'm good with woods. I can't say I've really done much underground. Well, if that's it for you guys, then that's it for me.
All right, kids. Have fun. Good luck. Town's counting on you. And he goes right into his mug.
Hey, thank you so much, Mr. Bijan. And I'll stand up and say, all right, I guess we should go to the docks.
He doesn't say anything else to you.
Yeah.
So as you guys head out,
Bye, Delaquan.
no, as you head out, you don't see Delaquan anywhere.
Oh.
As you get to the stairs down, Delaquan is kind of standing there. He kind of leans in a little bit. He says, "You guys are crazy. I wouldn't go out there." Did he tell you about the spiders? Did he tell you about the snakes?
Well, he told
They
us
can
about
kill you.
crocodiles, but
Not a crocodiles. They're just one. Dad said there was just one.
I would just.
The spiders, there's a lot of them. He gets his big eyes.
Well, Delaquan, I mean, that's just what you do when you have a calling. I hope one day you find yours.
Oh, he kind of looks like you struck him in the heart. Like, that's cold. I thought we were friends. That's cold.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was trying to be uplifting. I was trying to tell you that I think you're worth more than you think you are, and you should find a calling, hopefully.
So you can see that he doesn't really know what to say to that. He's just kind of looking at you, and then he puts a paw up for a high 4.
Oh yeah, and I'll go in.
All right.
All right, stay well.
Yeah, you guys too. Come back. I mean, come back.
We hope to.
So I'll walk out unless anybody else has anything.
Anything else before we head to the docks?
Does dog culture have like a unique goodbye, like be a good boy or anything like that?
Whatever you would like, we are open for it.
Wonderful.
Not anything that's specifically written, but again, within the game that we've done, things became canon.
Right.
So anything we do becomes that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like he might say like good fetching or something like that.
I like
Because
that.
We're going
I
to go
like that a
retrieve
lot.
something.
All right, so if nothing else, we will pass forward the 3 hours to meeting at the docks. All right, so Chuck and Norris have the raft set up. All of you have seen them over time run the river. They kind of are the river dogs. They're the ones that know what's going on. So you guys will load up.
I show up late.
Yeah, rucksack, and you guys are waiting for Cordell.
So when you guys see Cordell, what you see is he comes walking up the dock. You see Cordell, and he's wearing something unique. He's wearing something. You can see Cordell's little face peering out of the mouth of an otter. And you can see the sharp teeth pointing down above his forehead, and the face of the otter above his head, and the back of the otter pelt that goes along his back. And he looks kind of ridiculous.
Otter skin cap.
His hide is otter skin armor. Right as he walks up, he's like, "What are you guys looking at?" Right?
Is that an otter onesie?
No, it's not a onesie. This is the appropriate attire for someone that's going out into the wild. You'd be best to get yourself something like this. It might be the only thing to protect you from keeping the difference between you living and dying. That's right here, tough as nails. Feel that? Right?
I run up and I start feeling it, like sniff it. I say, "This smells really old."
Get your hands off that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything by it. I just mean, when was the last time you used this?
I pull this out on special occasions when I hope I don't ever have to use it. Alright? Such a vulgar display of power. Hard to rationalize with mere dogs.
Vulgar display of power. Yeah. Okay. Well. Even though you don't want to be here, I'm glad you're here.
Well, the old man says I have to be. You know, it's easier for me to just, do away with his nonsense and just show him that, that I can get things done.
I bet you going through this and coming back alive would really show him. And you know what I bet would really show him is if you made sure that we all came back alive too.
Well, I hope that's the case. But I'll tell you what, if that's going to happen, you're going to have to listen to what I say and do as I say.
Well, I don't know what you think, Bosley, but I mean, these guys all went through the calling a while back. They got more experience than us. I mean, we just got this, last week, basically.
I'm happy to let those guys make the tough decisions.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll need to kind of listen to you guys. I mean, you know better.
That's right. I look at Chuck and Norris. Looks like our taxi's ready to go.
So when you ask that, Chuck will say, "We're ready when you guys are."
You bring all your stuff?
Yeah.
Everybody got all their stuff?
Oh, and then, I don't think he didn't really say anything else that we needed. I don't think. Right, guys?
We got our bags?
Yeah, we got our bags. So, yeah, we'll go to the local store and say, "Hi, we're gonna go get some, stones for the lights. Can we have some bags for that? We'll bring them back."
Yep. You have no trouble getting bags.
Cool, I figured.
The local weaver will give you a few.
Back.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And then we'll go to the dock. Chuck Norris.
Yes. Yeah.
We talked to Mr. Bijan, and he said that you guys went out to the mountains too.
Norris will look at Chuck. Norris will say, "Yeah, we did. We didn't go up.
Oh, okay.
We just brought him there."
Oh, you just brought him there. Oh, he made it seem like to me that you guys went out there with him.
That's a good idea, Lucille. You know what, Chuck, Norris? I think it might be prudent that a couple dogs of your stature accompanying us for added protection.
Yeah, exactly. Right up to the base of the falls.
Yeah, we need to make sure because they're the ones that know how to pilot this craft. So if we don't have them,
Exactly.
I don't want to die on the river on the way back.
And we will be waiting for you when you come out.
And I'll wink at both.
Whichever
of them.
one of you comes out.
So,
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Been waiting.
Okay, so you guys will get on the raft. For all of you, you've gone up this way for the calling. But normally you will go to the right and then up around the oxbow. Instead, you guys are going to go into the culvert. And do you by chance have the map up that you can show real quick? And so you're going to head upriver and then around to the right and then back. Effectively, what that shows is down, but it's off to the east and then up. So you guys are on raft for about 2 hours. As you're going by, you're going to see the standard forest life that you guys will have seen. You're going to see every once in a while like a larger creature, probably a deer of some sort, that type of thing, kind of move away from the water.
Are deer like normal deer?
Yeah. So the majority of creatures are not uplifted. For Pugmire, you have most of the pets have been uplifted. Depending on the game that you're playing, it's cats or it's dogs or it's kind of the odd pets like birds and lizards. They are working on Squeaks in the Dark, which is going to be the mice and rats, and I'm hoping hamsters and guinea pigs. But basically, the pets have been uplifted, but the standard animals, like you guys have cows, you guys hunt deer to eat, although a large portion of the dogs are, at least for Muttinshire, subsist on a carn or dog corn gruel for eating. But you guys have eaten some meat. So yeah, pretty much normal creatures, and you guys are in, think an English forest for the kind of stuff. So there may be boar, there could be wolves, there's going to be deer, that kind of stuff. Squirrels.
Is there a cultural stigma with wolves being related to us at all?
No, so as uplifted dogs or as dogs, you look at the other things as being canines.
Got it.
So the ridiculous idea I had when we first started talking about Pugmire is running a pug that had a pet pug. So the pet pug being a canine and me being a dog. But yeah, so there are canines around. So
That's weird.
you look at them kind of like...
It's like having a monkey.
Yeah, exactly. You look at them as being humans with monkeys.
So they're not
kind of
sentient.
exotic,
then.
I suppose.
No, they are not sentient. They have not been uplifted. And you guys will know the difference between uplifted and non-uplifted animals. The ones that pretty much that can converse are. And there's other stuff that you guys know have been uplifted. The badgers being one of the ones. For the two that went up, you've actually seen them. For the other two of you, you've definitely heard about badgers. Possibly, Kenji has run into a group before.
Well, you know there's otters too, because I'm wearing some otter skin armor.
Yeah, but that's a regular otter, right? That's not a...
That's a regular otter.
Yeah, that's a giant otter.
It's a large river otter. Yeah.
All right.
Sharp teeth.
So about 3 hours up,
I'll take the bow of the boat.
Of the raft?
Or the raft. Yeah.
And I'm moving around as much as I can without capsizing us. So I'll like move to one side, kind of look, and move to the other side.
As you get kind of fidgety, because you are kind of penned in. Chuck will be like, Lucy, do you need to take a draught from? By the way, sorry, Bosley, before you left, you should be back at 6.
6 draughts.
6 draughts.
Cask.
Oh,
Because you would just go to your stash and grab it on the way up.
Perfect.
So Chuck will say, Lucy, you need to take a draught from Bosley's keg.
Oh,
You're going to capsize the raft, knock it off.
Oh.
Just relax. Just relax.
Okay.
Maybe take a nap.
Oh, you're right. I could take a nap, and I'll like go to the center and then just kind of like circle and then lay down,
Right.
and take like a power nap for like probably 3 minutes.
Exactly. Right back to it.
Yeah, and then like, actually no, I'll say 5 minutes, and then every time one of you guys breathes, sniffs, cough really loud, my ears shoot up, and then I look over at you, and then I halfway fall asleep, and then somebody said something.
Right. A lap of water.
Yeah, something.
Hit something hard. All right.
I'm gonna preach about the perils of the outdoors, as we're going up the river, and say one can never be too careful out here. It's why I brought this baby along as a little insurance policy. And I pull out a small crossbow with an arrow knocked into it, and I accidentally discharges it into the boat. I'm like, oh, all right. So I fumble with it a little bit, but the arrow sticks. The bullet's gonna stick.
That was my question. Did you mean an arrow in the crossbow, or did you mean a
bolt? A bolt in
All
the
right.
crossbow.
Because it would be funnier.
It
if
was already
wasn't an
loaded,
arrow.
right? It was already loaded, But I pull out this little crossbow, and it accidentally goes off. that wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh well, you're probably just getting the rust out of your skills, right?
That's right. I think just maybe probably should have brought this by the artisans to have it fine tuned. The hair trigger is a little
Chuck's gonna look over you and say, Cordell, put it away till you're on land and away from us.
But luckily, I have the eyes of a hawk. I can see danger a mile away.
Cordell, I'm pretty good with my. I made this bow. Do you want me to take a look at your crossbow?
Okay.
All right.
Take a look at
I
it.
reluctantly kind of hand it like I watch, inquisitively about what Lucille thinks she's gonna do.
So if you have a skill that you would tell me about, go ahead and roll that. Otherwise, I'm going to have you make an int roll. Or an int save, int roll. Is that what you call it? A skill check.
Skill check. Yeah.
It is a skill check? All right, skill
Intelligence
check.
check, yeah.
There it is.
I'm thinking just. Well, all I have is
Terrible terminology.
All I have is survival, but.
So give me an intelligence. Oh, you know what? Absolutely. Add survival.
Okay. Cool. So. Oh, hey, dirty 20.
Wow. All right.
Dirty
So yeah,
toy.
you are able to do a couple of things. First of all, the stop, so that when Cordell kind of aims the crossbow down, the bolt doesn't just fall out.
Yeah.
That was not put in place.
They didn't have this, so I'll look at the wood of the raft and I'll take out my little dagger and I'll just like shave off a small little
Chuck's gonna be
piece.
like, hey!
It's not very much. I just need a little tiny bit, and I'll chunk off a piece and then like kind of carve a little hole, and so that I basically fashion a little hold for you. I say, I think it's a little better now. Here.
Yep.
I load a bolt. I feel the weight of it. I look for something to shoot at.
You need to shoot something. And again, Chuck's gonna be like, Cordell, I told you to put that away. Put it away.
There's a rabbit right there. Like I point to the farthest point away. There's a rabbit right there in the woods, about 250 feet away.
You just shoot. You shoot off a bolt. You don't hit anything, but you hit exactly what you thought you were gonna
I'm
hit.
like, good.
I
Feels
tell.
better.
Oh, does he shoot it over in the general area?
Right.
I'll say, oh, you hit it. You hit the rabbit.
If more time, I would have made the same type of alterations to the weapon. But I appreciate your participation.
Yeah, no problem.
So to pass the time, I'm watching this exchange happen. But I have a small it's a journal, but I don't write in. I draw in it, and I like to.
love it.
I like to catalog things, and so I'm cataloging in this case, drawing Cordell with the crossbow, but it's very heroic. Okay, he's aimed, and he's got the crossbow bow, and it's like him on the bow of a ship. It's not a raft; it's a ship.
Right.
And
Okay.
he's pointing it out, and there's some beast on the shoreline, and I'm drawing out and.
All embellished.
I love it.
100%.
I love it.
He's much taller in stature than he
Right.
is in real life. He's actually handsome, and it's like all of it's lies.
Actually, handsome.
Oh, I love it. Okay. So as you guys come around to Bend, getting onto the other side of 3 hours, you guys will see it, and it fits kind of what Mr. Bijan had said. You guys are looking at a very, very tall waterfall. Not a tremendous amount of water coming out of it the way you've seen the few smaller waterfalls near you. This thing stands probably 100 to 150 feet up. It has a weird look to the face of it. It looks like squares. I mean, there's dark lines demarcating portions on it, but they're big. When you're looking at the size of them, you're looking at maybe 10-foot tall stones if they were stacked stones. And the waterfall itself, that face, we call it the rock face that sits on it, spans out probably about 200 to 250 feet from one end to the other, and it has kind of a bowed look, so it kind of bows out in your direction. The waterfall comes from, on the right hand side, a cave in the rock wall. It's a fairly round one, and where it's falling out, you can see that green has been coming down. You're guessing maybe a moss or some kind of a plant growth, but it's come down anywhere from 10 to 20 feet from that opening down the side of the rock wall. There is a second area where water is flowing, and that is literally over the top of the mountain, or the actual top of the, yeah, I said it right, at the top of the mountain. That area is coming over inconsistently. It does run over fairly consistently in the middle, but at the edges you'll see bits roll over this side, then this side, and there's no pattern to it. It almost feels for you guys, when you've been sitting on the edge of the river, when the water kind of laps up and laps down. If you think about that being the top there, it looks like the water is not simply flowing over, except for in the center, but kind of hits an edge and then comes back, and hits an edge and comes back. Then on the left-hand side, there's a much, much larger, you're guessing the actual cave itself could be 30 feet, and the majority of the water that you see is spilling out of there.
How high up is it?
That hole is approximately 40 feet up. The smaller hole on the right is approximately 60 feet up. And then, of course, you're looking at, your guess is 100 to 150 feet, so almost twice that height to the top. In addition to those, you see on the left-hand side, above the larger hole, there is a small hole. And as Chuck and Norris bring the raft to the edge, Norris will say to you, "That's it, right there." And he's pointing at the smaller hole up on the left-hand side. That's the cave.
I'd like to, at this time, I'd like to recommend a maybe safer location to feasibly drop us off into the wild.
And where would you think that would be? Chuck's asking you.
Maybe somewhere where the water is a little calmer. It's a little chaotic.
So for the rest of you guys,
comfortable.
You'll see that the water is churning maybe 200 feet away from you, spans out with almost no ripple where you guys are at on the beach.
And this is where the water for this river is coming from.
You guys are getting that the water is coming from here. It's a fairly wide river. I don't know that we've ever defined it, but it's a fairly wide river, and it flows well from here. But where the water's hitting and then pooling up here, it's pretty calm.
Is the water clean that's flowing out of there?
The water appears to be very clear.
Okay.
Okay, and then you said the how high up is the smaller hole on the left?
Smaller hole on the left, we're going to put it at roughly 100 feet. So
100 feet
maybe,
up?
Yeah, maybe
does-
2/3.
Does this surface
On
of
the
this
left.
wall look like there's finger holds, like you can climb up it, or is it just
From this distance, you don't know, but it doesn't look like it has stairs.
See, this is what I was getting at when I asked about the tunnels. I was getting at it. We need climbing gear.
The last time we came up, no one brought climbing gear.
Oh,
How'd they get
How
up
do you
there?
get up?
Well, they sent Bob up, and after a couple of tries, he was able to get up there and send him down a rope.
oh, okay.
Broke his arm in one of the shots.
You all be pleased to,
I think
to
Lucille-
discover that I have brought some climbing gear, right? And I've got you'll see that there's a length of rope that's been bundled is sticking out the side of my rucksack.
Oh.
I've got 50 feet of rope.
I mean, I'm really good at climbing. Do you want me to climb up there?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, cool. Here, let me have the climbing
Yeah,
gear.
take this and then you get up the top.
Oh.
You lower it down and bring us up.
So while you guys are talking, Chuck and Norris have both kind of muscled the raft onto the sandbank, and they're just standing there watching you guys right now.
So the climbing gear, quote unquote, is just rope, correct?
It's just rope.
Just rope. Okay. So I because of my background as a merchant, I have access to odds and ends, which
Yes.
gives me an advantage on wisdom checks to see if I just happen to have the right gear.
Sure,
Oh,
let's do it.
nice.
Let's
So I'm
make
gonna-
that wisdom check.
So it's an advantage. So it's 2d20.
Yep.
And I roll a 16 and a nat 20.
Nice.
I'm like, whoa,
Wow.
actually, it just so happens.
Yeah.
Pittons, he's got
Yeah, see-
spikes for my shoes.
Yeah.
So you've got 16 pitons.
Yep.
And then in addition to that, you have a small length of roughly 20 feet of braided rope, something that's a lot stiffer than his, and you have a grappling hook as well.
I thought we might need this here.
I said, wow, this is literally exactly what we needed. Bosley, I knew that these
Ido
guys
is
would
watching
be good.
over us.
Cordell looks the Kenji up and down.
I said thank you for the rope, and then yeah, Kenji, thank you. Wow, Bosley,
That's my rope. That's my rope.
Sorry,
That's not
Cordell.
Bosley's.
Sorry, I was looking.
My rope.
Cordell, thank you, and then Bosley. I knew these guys would be good to have along.
I agree, but before you go, Lucille, I think it would be good to ask Ido for a blessing on this climb.
Oh,
So I'll place my paw on Lucille's shoulder, and I'll lift up my cask under which I have like this really old little dog tag. It's like a little shape of a little bone. It's all rusted, but it's my holy relic, and I'll grab that.
What are you doing?
I'll say, "Oh, great Ido, please bless this poor dog on her climb to
Chuck
the
and Norris both bow their heads.
Yes,
I'll bow my head.
Please bless this dog on her climb to the top of the waterfall. Make sure she is sure of paw and does not fall to her death on a grisly rock below."
Yeah, that ended our trip real quick, wouldn't it?
And then I'll cast Bless. And so what Bless does is it gives an additional D4 on any attack, ability, or saving throw roll.
Okay, cool.
Now, is there a visual effect of this magic taking place?
I envision that there is maybe some change, like the heat beads or that type of thing.
Just a little different glisten to your
See,
nose.
human wouldn't see it, but
Right.
dogs see that.
So, and have we seen magic
Yeah.
before?
Yeah,
Oh, okay,
everybody
okay.
in town has seen magic before. This is
You've maybe not seen Bosley do it because he kind
Correct.
of left to go learn at the shrine or the temple or what have you the last couple weeks or days. I forget.
Bosley, that feels really interesting.
Can you do it on me?
Actually, I can do it on 3 people at the same casting, but so maybe I will.
But
you
no.
guys already have good deck scores, so I'll cast it on him and these 2.
Hey,
All right, thank you.
not Cordell.
hey.
No, he's good. He's got 16.
He's good.
Why am I starting to feel like I'm constantly at a disadvantage?
You got natural climbing abilities, little ratter.
You see these feet? You see these legs? Do I look like a climber?
I'm confident in your natural abilities.
As I'm like getting the gear secured,
Right.
I'm like, well, no, Cordell, it's just you haven't.
I'm packing 50 feet of rope, okay?
You've never done anything in front of us, so we don't know your capabilities.
So I do a display of like martial art type stuff and kick a foot out. I'm like, you see that? Right, I'm gonna try and impress Lucille with a persuasion, to try and get Lucille to believe that I know what I'm doing. Okay.
When you look over,
Yeah.
Norris he's got one pad up, big old pad up for you.
Okay, yeah, no, that looked really good. I mean, I've never seen.
Do I need to do some type of like performance roll or
Yeah, if you'd like to do it.
I'm definitely gonna try and I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and
Give me the performance roll.
Is it a charisma thing?
It is going to be charisma.
All right, cool.
Absolutely.
So I've got puppy dog eyes.
All right.
And you have
So
persuasion. as a
because of
skill.
my puppy dog eyes, I get advantage on this roll.
I love it.
Okay.
Wait, does Bless only go for 1 roll?
It goes for 1 minute.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it goes for 1 roll.
So-
Burn of time.
Yeah,
And
we better
it's
go.
charisma,
Oh, just
so
one. Okay, yeah,
it's a
no.
plus 2.
So-
All right.
It's on your next roll. Yeah, within a minute.
All right. So that's gonna be 16.
So for all of you guys, it looks pretty impressive.
Okay.
It looks like he knows what he's doing.
And I'm
Rex
not
is
gonna
trying to hide the fact that he is very impressed and also simultaneously intimidated by this display of martial arts.
Of course, the important thing is he was just telling you how he's being left out, and he's not getting any advantage, and you guys just saw the advantage he has. So
Yeah, that's why he didn't get
it
the
may have
advantage.
backfired.
You're overqualified.
Yep.
Bosley, how long does this last for?
Probably another 40 seconds.
Oh, okay, and then I just run.
All right, hurry and start climbing.
I
30
just
seconds.
tear down.
So we're halfway up.
As I'm going, I'm looking at the wall and I'm calculating. I'm like, okay, if I just take this grappling hook, I'll pull it out and start swinging it. I say, okay, I just have to hit that rock,
Burned
and
the
if I
spell up while we
keep
were waiting.
if I keep my momentum and I catch that rock, I can bound up at least 20 feet.
Okay, so
Can you guess that again?
here's where we're at. You guys are on a
squat, so
beach
yeah.
on the right-hand side of this thing.
Oh shit, we're on the right hand side.
I thought we were on the
So,
left.
so Lucille just books it. You guys can see Lucille runs up to the base of the mountain.
I'm gonna change one thing I do
Okay.
really quick. I thought I was on the left side, so I was gonna go up. So I'd look for a rock that I can use the grappling hook to hook and try and swing as
Even
far as
better.
I can to the wall, so I don't have less places I have to climb across.
So She runs as fast as she can towards the wall. You're going to have to cross at some point around where the water is, but you do exactly that. Go ahead and give me your... I'm going to make it a survive roll.
Is it survive or there's traverse?
Oh, I like traverse.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so I got a 4 on that, which is good because I only got a 9 on my die. But with a +2, so that's 11, so that's 15.
So with a 15, you guys all see Lucille.
Sorry, 17.
Even better. So you guys will all see Lucille right at the point when she leaps from the right-hand farthest out jutting rock across where the water is coming down and throws the grappling hook, which seems to hook onto something. It looks like maybe the lip of one of these blocks, catches it, swings across, lands on the other side. You still have a few seconds. You are now on the left-hand side at the base of the wall.
Oh, cool. Okay, so awesome. So then I look up and I say, all right, that works. Was I able to, I probably can't
Yeah,
hit
it
the
comes
ground.
right. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
You do a pull and it links off.
And then, so then I'll go ahead and, wrap that up as quickly as I can, take out some of the pitons, put them in my jowls, and then, have the hammer, and I'm just going to try and climb up as quickly as I can.
So for the rest of you,
I think something Lucille's not telling us.
for the rest of you, you are on the right-hand side of the waterfall, and you just watch Lucille swing across. That means you guys are going to be swimming.
Yeah, I kind of look down at my metal armor. I'm just no. We need to move this boat to the other side.
I go into the water and slowly wade in as the head of the otter goes across the surface.
All right, so you're wading in.
Oh, he's going spec
I'm going
ops
stealth.
right now.
I'm going spec ops. I'm going stealth. Another reason why I wear this.
Not to be outdone, Rex jumps in and immediately tries to swim
Oh,
across.
splash.
Yeah.
Right, dog paddle the way over.
Yep.
Okay, so at this point, what I would like to have each of you do, I believe, how does D&D do it? Do we do it by do you make a notice roll?
No,
Yes,
so the way
perception
Or
check.
passive?
So do we have? I don't think we.
No, they don't have
have
passive
passive.
stuff.
So
There is
this
a
one's
notice
gonna be
skill.
a check.
There's
Alright.
a notice, so it's like a perception check.
All right, so if there's notice, anyone with notice, give me the roll.
Now, notice
Notice
anyone
is
can
a-
roll it, just if you've got this skill, you get your proficiency bonus, right?
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that-
alright.
yes.
He uses
And
wisdom.
this is it wisdom or int?
Wisdom.
Wisdom,
Wisdom.
okay, alright. Oh, we got a
No
wisdom.
too much D&D.
14.
Ooh, yeah. 10.
Dirty 20, baby.
Sorry. 16.
Oh, am I involved in this?
That's a funny
Yes,
dirty
you'll be
20.
involved in it. You're going to need a
still
little bit higher than anyone else.
Still
because
within a minute.
Huh? Yes.
Lucille's been holding out on us.
Oh yeah, so we add a D4 to that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
for anyone
oh,
who's blessed,
forgot
add a
about
D4.
Must be nice.
18.
22.
How long,
22.
I'm not blessed either, don't feel
how long does
Steven.
About another 40 seconds.
So I have Bosley and Kenji both up on the beach, and I have a score of what for the two of you?
20 for me.
20?
I rolled 12 plus that, so 16.
16. I have Rex and Cordell in the water. Rex had a...
18.
And Cordell?
10.
And a 10, which absolutely fits perfectly for me. Okay. So, as you guys have moved out, for everyone, anybody who made a 16 or higher, which I believe is all of you except Cordell, you guys will see a small wake appear in the water. A dark shape comes in, and we will end right there. Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-Sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.